All right, all right. I think we're at the point where I can start now, so thank you. Appreciate that. I want to welcome everyone. For us as an institution, as a university, as an athletic department, this is a historic moment that's occurring in really a historic moment in time. So, this is the year that we will celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX. So it was transformational legislation signed or enacted June 23rd of 1972. A lifetime ago for many, but for those of us who lived through that period and the period beyond, we've recognized just the amazing transformation, the amazing contributions that law has made to women's athletics and higher education, women's athletics and interscholastic athletics, and it really wasn't intended for that, and that was a wonderful byproduct of it, and we celebrate that every day since, and certainly every day moving forward. But today, we get to take a moment to celebrate with this ceremonial groundbreaking. There's, I think, some members of either one of the teams in soccer and softball that thought we'd have a backhoe out here moving dirt, actually, but this is a ceremonial groundbreaking. That moment is yet to come, but we will get going. We're still kind of working through a lot of the design of the project. But I want to share a couple things that I've experienced in my lifetime that relate directly back to Title IX and really the benefits that this has created for us. So I'm the youngest of five, and I've got two brothers, two sisters. All four are older than me, and we had some great athletics in our family. And my brother was a Division II national champion on springboard, 1 and 3 meter springboard. I had another brother that was a diver at the collegiate level. I didn't have the same success as my brother did. And then I had a wonderful experience as a student athlete and was able to achieve All-American status. And I'm not saying all this to reflect on my experience, but rather my sisters. They were born at a time really where they finished their high school experience, their interscholastic experience before 1972, or just about that time. And neither one of them, being probably the best athletes in our family, had a chance to experience interscholastic athletics or, for sure, intercollegiate athletics. Dial forward, when I first stepped on the Michigan campus, it was fall of 1983, and they just recently hired Carol Hutchins. And Carol is the softball coach, still serving in that capacity right now. And Carol told me a number of times about her hiring experience, and it was acknowledging a much different time then, but the only question that was asked of her by the director of athletics was, "Can you type?" And because people that were serving in roles supporting the women's programs as assistant coaches had an administrative appointment as well. So Carol Hutchins obviously went on to have a significant career in intercollegiate athletics at Michigan, continuing on that path. I was there when they won a national championship in 2005, one of the only schools west of the Mississippi ever to have done that, and it was a wonderful moment. And that's just, I think, gives some framing to me about the positive progress that we've made. I can't imagine myself or anyone else serving in my role ever asking a coach that question. And it seems so foreign now, but thankfully that it does. So now we're 50 years after the benefits of Title IX have kicked in, still striving forward each and every day to make the best for our student athletes that represent the institution. When you look at our programs here, we've got two really strong coaches, really strong voices that provide leadership over these two programs, soccer and softball. We have, for the first time in the history of CSU athletics, 4 female coaches, when you include Jen and Keely, plus Miley in tennis, and Laura for women's golf. So, really exciting time for us to see leadership over these women's programs by strong leaders themselves. When you look at the last 7 years of performance of our programs, our women's teams have brought 15 Mountain West Championship trophies back to this campus. And that's more than any other school, any other program in the Mountain West. So, we owe a lot of gratitude to our women's programs for really proving, that we in fact do have a championship culture here at CSU. So one that we choose to celebrate each and every day. What's important about this project right here is between soccer and softball, there's only one championship that occurred in 2019 when Jen and her program brought the trophy back here to our campus. And for me, in my career here at CSU, the time that I've been here, that season was really special and one that really sticks out in my mind as a memory. After we earned that championship, we earned a bid to the NCAA tournament. We went to Tucson and had a chance to beat Harvard in one of the games we played there, and that was just a special moment of celebration for those programs and that team, and was so excited to be a part of that. And so that's what really underscores the importance of these facilities that we're working on right now. If we can put a resource in place, it just means that there's more available to help us develop student athletes, create a championship experience for them, and continue to make progress. Both these programs are resilient. They've been patient. They're stalwart, and they represent all the things that we want from CSU athletics. Softball has a long tradition of fighting for what's right, and we at one point in the university eliminated softball rather, and there was a point where they fought for themselves and got a Supreme Court decision that brought it back in 1992. So another moment of celebration for our program. Soccer has been a part of the portfolio since 2013. They've endured a lot of movement, I will say, because of our inability to deliver a stable home for them. Several years they played off campus. We finally got them to the Lagoon Field, and there was a master plan that we were all thinking through as it related to what we wanted to do for soccer, and part of it was moving football off the footprint that we're going to use to work as the footprint for the stadium. And that meant buying practice fields into the football project. They weren't originally a part of it, but through good management, Steve Cottingham, the project management team, we were able to save enough of our contingency to buy football's practice fields just west of the stadium itself. And that was all done with the idea that we were going to be able to open up this footprint for soccer and provide them a permanent home, which, at this moment in time, we're celebrating that ceremonial groundbreaking. So I'm going to turn it over now to some of the other speakers. I'll introduce them individually, but the first is Christian Dixon. Christian is our president of ASCSU. That's our Associated Students of Colorado State University, and he has some remarks to share. And Christian's been a wonderful partner in so many ways to CSU athletics. So Christian, I yield the microphone to you.
Thanks so much, Joe. It's good to see you all. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Christian Dixon, and like Joe said, I've been fortunate to serve as the president of the student body this year, speaking on behalf of 30,000 students on this campus, and the impossible task of representing each and every story in a way that's authentic. And I'm just so grateful to be here and to be able to share. Mary Gibrasatic, my vice president, can't join today, unfortunately, but she extends her gratitude to athletics, to the softball and soccer team, and to this project, her support for this project. For those of you that might know, my vice president serves as the chair of the Student Fee Review Board, which played an integral role in the funding of this project. It's a group that oversees about $63 million, a coalition of student leaders that steward those funds for projects all across campus. Laurie Student Center, the Rec Center, a lot of the athletic programs, every student ticket that's covered for students to attend, those are all covered through the student fees and routed through Student Fee Review Board. So just extending my gratitude to that group as well for seeing the vision that Joe shared and for helping support this, and ultimately an example of a right that we have as students to speak for student fees and bring impact to projects like this. So just incredibly grateful. A little bit about myself, I grew up when I was 3 years old. I started playing hockey, and first memory I had, my parents told me I fell asleep in the net when I was in between the skating, of course, and played basketball, baseball, track, tennis throughout high school, and 5 years of umpiring as well. And so I do have a soft spot in my heart for the softball crew, and excited to see the success that will come from this. Also, just would be remiss if I didn't mention the gratitude for the athletics partnership this year and everything that's meant for our teams and the opportunities that have opened up, and just the ways in which the the two teams standing behind me, as well as the student athletes at large, the ways that they energize our student body, the purpose that they give to the institution, the sense of extending our brand and our recognition and our story all across the country. It's truly invaluable. For the soccer team, you all might know Allie Murphy-Poletto. Does that name ring a bell? Yeah, her and I had a conversation my freshman year about what it means to be a student athlete and what it means to truly support student athletes. And it's been a mission ever since I had that conversation with her to find a way to do that. One small example has been our Celebrating Student Athletes initiative, where we've provided a meal and an opportunity to celebrate 4 teams so far: swim and dive, track and field, women's basketball, and men's basketball. And I'm excited and hope that my successors will carry that on for the 2 teams behind me, having a chance to say thank you, having a chance to celebrate all of their contributions, and also to demystify the student athlete experience, and for student athletes to remember that you all are a part of our student body and cherished in the same right. And then finally, just want to say the culture of champions, the student athletes standing behind me are embodiment of that. And I know this project is as well. So I'm excited to see what will come from it. I'm grateful for you all and everything that you do in our university. And thank you all for letting me share. I believe I'm passing it to Coach Jen Fisher from softball next. So.
Okay, they know how my speeches go, so they might need to take a knee. Stretch it out. Okay. No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Signed into law June 23rd of 1972 as part of the educational amendments. I was born about a month later. When she died in 2002, Title IX was renamed the Patsy Mink Equal Opportunity in Education Act. The U.S. representative from Hawaii was the first woman of color to be elected to Congress. Having been the student body president and valedictorian of her high school, she pursued a medical degree, but was repeatedly turned down because she was a woman, which led her to study law, which led her to change the law to the betterment of millions of women. And so as we consider Title IX as a law, we know that it's provided access, as Joe was speaking, for activities, but also for young women in school to pursue their goal of being a doctor or an engineer or something other than a home economics teacher, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that if you want to do that. This opened up doors. So to the young females in the audience, 50 years ago, if you loved being active and competing, if you enjoyed camaraderie and teamwork and pushing yourself to your absolute physical and mental limitations, well, you could have participated in an 8-game intramural season at your school or taken part in a pickup volleyball game on an afternoon like today. You certainly would not have had the opportunity to fly around the country, have 6 or 7 different uniforms, stay in nice hotels, or represent your wonderful university. You would not have had professional coaches, trainers, academic coordinators, athletic department staff members, and you would not have been a member of the NCAA playing for championships. I am here, and we are here because we are standing on the shoulders of giants. We're standing on the shoulders of giants like Congresswoman Patsy Mink, and tennis greats and social change advocates Billie Jean King and Venus Williams, and the U.S. women's soccer team. Yay, soccer. And the 1994 Colorado State University women's softball team. Who 28 years ago filed and won the Title IX lawsuit reinstating the program, and quite, as Joe was speaking to, and quite literally making the opportunity for me to be a coach and for these young women to play this amazing game. We're standing on the shoulders of our mothers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers. And Mom, I'm standing on your shoulders because if you had been born a man, you most certainly would have been an amazing college baseball player and probably a career coach. And I'm sorry you never had the opportunities that I've been afforded. But I thank you for passing on your passion for sport, which we all know she has, and your work ethic, and for never once telling me I couldn't be something because of my gender. So on this special day, please take a moment to recognize this very momentous celebration and all of those who fought so this opportunity could be ours. And this, let's give a round of applause for that. So this leads me into recognizing and applauding the efforts of some very special individuals. Colorado State, led by our wonderful president, Joyce McConnell, has made a tremendous commitment to equity and student success. Her courageous strategic transformation and principles of community initiatives are making a true difference for women employees and students on our campus. Her commitment and of support with not just her words or her dollars, but her whole heart can be felt, as Keely and I experienced one day watching a women's basketball game for the entire 2 quarters, and her having conversation and looking over our heads and screaming, yes, every time we made a 3-pointer. And so thank you to Joyce McConnell. The incredible commitment to this project from our athletic department leadership is so very exciting. And the tireless work and tremendous vision of my longtime friend and my women's advocate, Associate AD Shalini Shankar. And she is really leaving her mark on this program. And her mentor, I don't think she'd mind me saying that, Christine Suzamel, for leaving your mark on this program. It means so much to me. And Shalini, along with the vision of Joe Parker, Steve Cottingham, Mark Paquette, Brandon Bailey, and so many others, are true catalysts for making this dream into a reality. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the wonderful members of the Student Fee Board, who, with their approval, made such a bold statement of support for the importance of women's athletics at CSU. So let's thank them. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you that are here today. Because of you, your continued support, encouragement, and very, very generous donations, that we pursue excellence in sport, in academics, and in life after sport. So I'm certain one reason you're here is to celebrate, but also you probably want to know more about why this investment is so important and how and what it'll look like. So while the design's not totally complete, I can tell you that first and foremost, the statement itself that this project makes to these young women who are struggling right now with a really difficult time in athletics. They work as hard at their craft as their male counterparts, and this project says to them, you are worthy. It says to current and future student athletes that you have a safe, reliable, comfortable home here on Ram softball field. This investment will get our playing field up to standards so that it matches our other incredible facilities, including our very beautiful and very functional athletic training room, our Anderson Academic Center, and our indoor practice facility. An artificial turf outfield and lights means additional opportunities for practice and play. It means we can attract more teams from non-conference matchups, and it will afford us the ability to host the Mountain West Conference Tournament, which will be reinstated after a 15-year hiatus starting next year. Yes. And for all of you, the fan experience will be greatly improved. The newly designed and renovated field will mean fans can view the entire game through a nearly invisible netting system instead of the old-fashioned chain link, and you'll have multiple seating options from chairbacks to bleachers to outfield bermed grass and picnic style. And these multiple options will all be nearly unobstructed views, so no more wondering why everyone's cheering what happened over there. Was it a home run or foul ball? Our media and marketing crews our wonderful media and marketing crews will be able to offer an improved game experience for fans watching in person or via the live stream, and they will have a much improved and much deserved workspace. The foundation will be put in place to add the latest in player development capabilities via film and data capture, as well as the newly developing area, which is video replay that is optional right now, first year of optional in the NCAA softball, but it will be coming and more common, I believe. So in closing, I'd like to put a charge to all the women student athletes here today. Henry David Thoreau said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined." And so with a renewed sense of energy and even a renewed sense of duty for the women who came before you, but knowing that you are worthy. And as one of our wise softball leaders put it just the other day, you are worth it. The moment you were born, you were worthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Christian. One more speaker, and then I'll return to the microphone for a moment, and then we'll get on with the groundbreaking ceremony. But Keely Hagan has been with us since June 1st of last year, and she's done a remarkable job of really reshaping the program, bringing her personality and leadership to the effort to create a championship program for soccer. She herself, I don't know if she'll share this as part of her background, but when we speak of Title IX and the contributions that people before us have made, one of the people that really comes first and foremost in my mind is Pat Summitt. And Pat being the coach, the national championship winning coach at Tennessee. And one of the things that wasn't apparent on Keely's CV, on her resume, that came out through discussions with her and also people that know her well, is that was one of the key mentors in her life as she really kind of refined her thoughts on coaching and leading teams. And so Keely was shaped by one of the greats, and we're so excited to have her leading in our program. So Keely, please.
All right, so we're going to clap a lot louder, not for me, but just for energy's sake. So let me hear you clap and applause as loud as you can. Louder. All right. Is that loud? All right, so that's the energy that we're talking about, and that's what we're creating right here. And that's what is exciting about what we're doing here at Colorado State, not just for our program, but for the softball programs, men's and women's basketball program. It's everybody. And that energy is infectious, and I could not be more grateful to be a part of it now. It's been 9 short, fast, long months, right? It's really gone really quickly, and I'm still learning every single day. And I knew Jen was going to go through all the history, so
Why did you know that?
thank you. Yeah, exactly. Jen has been fantastic ever since my husband and I got here. She's literally taken me under her wing, and it's been incredible to learn about her. But just echoing what she said from a Title IX experience, for me, I am a product. We did a panel not too long ago, but I am literally a product of Title IX. I know nothing different than my athletic experience. We had the facilities, we had the finances, we had every resource possible as a student athlete. Coming from the University of Tennessee, learning from some of the best coaches there, and then also being able to coach at a huge University of Texas, learning from Chris Plonsky as well. So I've been very fortunate to have incredible mentors in my life, and I just got off the phone with one of them, and she said to me, "Keely, just keep it simple." I said, all right. So in that case, just extremely honored and blessed to be here. I wouldn't be remiss to say thank you to obviously Joe Parker for giving me this opportunity. Secondly, Christian, thank you so much for representing the Student Fee Board and just doing such a great job. You're a very good public speaker, so good job there. Obviously, Janelle as well, and then all the people in the front row, unbelievable support and experience. Also wanted to just thank the people who have put tireless amount of hours in athletics. It's not a 9-to-5, right? Anybody work 9 to 5 here? No, right? We do this because we love it. So thank you for everybody being here. Thank you for my staff as well. They put in a ton of hours. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now half as well without those guys. And then of course, just my team. You know, they certainly have embraced the change, right? And they made fun of me this morning, which is a sign of respect, so thank you. I let them run the session this morning because we're getting ready for summer, and they have to take that responsibility, which you guys did great. Future Coaches of America. So just really couldn't be more grateful. There's 3 main points that I just want to address. First one is what we're doing here for our facility, however it's going to look, is going to enhance the student-athlete experience. I just talked about my unbelievable experience. So for these young ladies who are putting in countless hours all the time and utilizing the unbelievable resources we have here, now to have something that they're proud of is just going to be incredible for their experience. The second thing is recruits. It's the lifeblood of our program, right? And so we have a young lady coming in from Canada this year. We almost had a New Zealander who decided to go pro. But that's the type of recruits that we're looking to attract. One, because of Fort Collins itself, and 2, having something out there to where they can say, I can get better at my trade. And that's a piece of the pie, along with the unbelievable facilities that we have academically. It's so easy to sell this place because of the beauty, and now when we throw in some more things for our facility is just awesome. And then the last thing is what we did when we first started. We all clapped, right? I made you do that, but that's the fan experience, right? It ties in with the student-athlete experience, but to have the energy of the fans and the support of the community just ties in with the excitement and the enthusiasm. And our job as a team, a staff, is to put a good product out on the field and to ultimately win. And that is our vision. Our vision is to win the first ever Mountain West Championship for the soccer program here. That's what we're doing. So thank you for getting us one step closer. Thank you for everyone being here, and couldn't be more proud to share this with our softball team. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Keely. You know, so Jen mentioned President McConnell, and she would love to be here. She was scheduled to be here, but she lost her mother this spring, and this weekend is a celebration of her mother's life. So she traveled yesterday, and that event will occur tomorrow. But Janelle Beavers, would you stand for just a moment, please? Yep, Janelle. Well, you got to hold on. I'm not done talking about you, so you got to stand some more. So Janelle serves as a vice president for strategic initiatives, and so she's representing President McConnell's office here today. And fantastic colleague, so excited to be working with her. She helped us hire a new football coach this year, so give Janelle a hand. Yep, thank you. And then Christine Suzamel, you've been mentioned, but you must stand. So, and you got to remain standing. Sorry, you can't sit down yet. So Christine is a wonderful colleague. I wish she still was in many ways, working side by side with us even to this day. But she served 45 years for CSU athletics and earned a retirement opportunity, and she took advantage of that moment. Probably her timing was explicit as it always is. She made a good decision for us, but is always a resource here in the community for us. So Christine, really thank you for all the things that you did to improve and enhance CSU athletics during your time of service. So thank you.
Great day to be around.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. And then Shalini Shankar, would you please stand for a moment? You have to. So Shalini has been here longer than I have, and she She came on board to oversee and run our compliance operation, strengthen that in so many ways. But then when Christine retired, the baton of Senior Women's Administrator was handed to Shalini, and she's done a really wonderful job of always reminding us, not that we need reminders, but to keep the student athlete first and foremost in every decision we make. And she's been a wonderful advocate for all of our programs, with particular emphasis on our women's programs. So thank you, Shalini. And then Colleen Cipriani, you need to stand now too. So also representing the operations team of the university, so the core leadership team for President McConnell is Colleen Cipriani. She's our Vice President for Inclusive Excellence and is doing a wonderful job for the institution, has been a great colleague, wonderful friend to CSU Athletics, and I appreciate your leadership. So. And then this is a little bit gratuitous, but the most important woman in my life is Jen Parker, so you don't have to stand, but at least wave. Yeah. So listen, we're almost close to the end of this, and the end is a beginning, right? This is an exciting day for CSU Athletics. We're going to do a ceremonial groundbreaking for a much-needed facility for both soccer and softball, and the fans that support those programs. And it's really exciting. It's wonderful. It's been 3 long years in the making. We first got the project approval, I think it was August of 2019, and started the planning process. We're almost at that point of finishing the phase where we're going to engage a design partner and a construction partner to help us. And then, something changed for all of us, and that was March of 2020 when the pandemic was so disruptive. And one of the greatest disappointments for me was the moment that we had to visit with both programs and tell them that we were putting a pause to understand and really work through the challenges, financial challenges and otherwise, that the pandemic was going to create for not only CSU Athletics but the institution. And I will say, when Joyce and I talked about what was necessary, one of the things that we always never lost sight of was the fact that we had to bring this project back. We had to move it forward, bring it forward as quickly as possible, and there was really no hesitation at that moment where she felt comfortable, where we felt comfortable advancing, and so we're at that moment today. And I'd like to thank the partners that are helping us get through this. So there's CSU Facilities. Tony, you need to raise your hand, and others. There's our design build partnership, which is Adolphson and Peterson. I know there's some representatives. Raise your hand, please. And then there's a lot of great design work, creativity coming from the entire team, but really driven by DLR Group. And love to have you raise your hands too, please. So thank you. So where are we right now? Design is underway. We're still working through some of the complexities of the site. We stand in what is a floodplain, and that's created a lot of complications, as we've always understood. We're working through them. We're excited about what's ahead. I would say that we're getting near to what we believe will be a finalized design, and then renderings after that. And the project timeline, the thing that people are most excited about, I'm sure, is when are we actually going to break ground and start moving dirt, and that'll be pretty close to the conclusion of the softball season. And so it'll be kind of in 2 phases. We'll focus first on softball, build through the off season for them, which will be summer and fall, with the expectation that it'll be in use for their spring season of 2023. And then when soccer finishes their fall season of 22, we will start their project with the expectation of a substantial completion date before they will kick the ball in their first game of fall of 23. So it is on a good, aggressive timeline. We're excited about what's ahead. Some of the logistics now of the rest of the day, I need some people to help us with the ceremonial groundbreaking. So Janelle, you're going to need to come over to the dirt pile. We're going to face away from the stadium that's behind us, and so I'll need Janelle, Shalini, both coaches, so Keely and Jen, and then Christian, you're going to represent the student body. And then after we take a photo, and while we're doing that, we're going to ask both teams to kind of move up so that they're in that photo as well. And then when we finish, we're going to give the opportunity for the teams collectively to take a picture with some representatives from both soccer and softball. And then we'll give each team, both soccer and softball, a chance to turn some dirt with some pictures as well. And then when we finish that, make sure that you stop by. There's a little round table over there that Colleen is overseeing. So if you haven't picked it up, you got to make sure you pick up this challenge coin. So this is it's actually a military tradition. If you're in a unit, you have a challenge coin, you present it to whoever you're meeting for the first time that's in another unit, and you exchange it. And if someone doesn't have their challenge coin present, you owe them a beer, but that's not part of our tradition here today. But we want to make sure that you grab a challenge coin that represents this historic moment for the university. There's also t-shirts available for folks. And then when we finish everything out here on site, we're going to transition up to Bob Davis Hall for some refreshments. So thank you very much.